All right, welcome to On the Sideline. I'm your host. Today is episode number 24 of our podcast. We appreciate you coming here and being with us. Today we got a full cast. First off, we got Big O.
How y'all doing this morning?
Coach Evan Hearn and Coach Jay Gould. Like I said, full cast. We got a lot to go over today. Episode 24. Let's get right into it. Let's start with announcements. The primary announcement I think we have is we want to start talking about and get everybody to start thinking about our basketball and volleyball combined all-star event. We touched on it, I think, a couple times on Facebook, make a little post about it, but this is the announcement right here. Get ready. May 9th and 10th. It's a Friday and Saturday. Everybody that was on our rankings from volleyball and that will be on our rankings for basketball will get an invite to this event, okay? So it'll be a combined basketball and volleyball all-star game, location to be determined. But I think we're going to have some showcase games. I think that's the plan. Have some mixed match between basketball and volleyball going on Friday and on Saturday. Most likely, the plan would be to end with the primary events of being the volleyball championship or the volleyball all-star game and the basketball boys and girls all-star games. But we want to mix in kind of like what we did with the basketball thing last year, where we mixed in a lot of younger kids and showcase type games. So that's our primary announcement. May 9th and 10th. Everybody, please start marking your calendars. I know there's going to be times or there's going to be some players that are going to be busy doing one thing or another, but this is the time we came up with that we think that is going to work for most people in most scenarios. So May 9th and 10th, mark your calendar. Let's talk about volleyball. So we had a lot still going on with volleyball. We predicted here as a group that we should have 4. We talked about this probably, months ago, about having a real shot of having 4 of our local teams make it to state championship or to the state tournament. Christ Academy, obviously being in the TAPS program, congratulations to Christ Academy. They are the state champions for the 5th time in a row.
Straight.
5th time in a row.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy. 5 straight. I don't know. That's just crazy to me. 5 straight championships, state championships. We talked about it just a minute ago.
Do you think we can get when they get sized for rings? Do you think we can get one?
I don't know.
We gotta have him on the show, right? Head coach, somebody.
Yeah, we do. We should. I mean, we had Bella Rose.
Yeah,
with the stud player. She now has 4 state championship rings, which is pretty awesome.
The Klay Thompson effect. And then you always do this, right?
So what was the name of that movie with the vampires and the wolves?
Twilight.
Tell me Bella Rose would not be a name on Twilight. That sounds like what I think one of the baby name was Bella, or was the girlfriend name was Bella.
The main character.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I knew that name sounded familiar. All right, then Bella.
Okay. So yeah, 5th straight championship for them. Congratulations, that's amazing. Kudos to all the players, coaches, families, everybody over there at Christ Academy. We have 2 additional teams. We picked Harold, Windthorst, and Holiday to make it to state. Unfortunately, Holiday took a tough loss to Tolar yesterday afternoon in Graham. Kind of, snuck up on us because we didn't think that would happen. We watched Tolar play against Henrietta. Apparently, there was just one of those games where a lot of things just didn't go right at the right time. Ball didn't fall your way in certain scenarios. But, yeah, congratulations to Holiday on an awesome season. They made it to the regional final game. Came up 1 game short. We do have Harold and Windthorst, though. Congratulations to both of them.
Congrats.
Harold going back to the state tournament for consecutive 2 years in a row, which is pretty awesome. We picked them to go, so we're pretty excited about that. Harold did have to beat St. Joe, so we actually had a 9-4-0 regional tournament final game.
9-4-0 crime.
Yeah, so that was that's kind of cool. Unfortunately, only one can be a winner. That was Harold beat St. Joe. Congratulations, St. Joe, on their very good volleyball season. And then Windthorst. Windthorst was kind of I wouldn't say the wild card, because after looking at how good they are and then, their road to state, that was an expectation, I think. That was something that was expected.
Yeah, I think we've seen, I believe, for the first time of how having to play the smaller side of the bracket going Division II played in Windthorst's favor. Not that they couldn't have did it in the Division I bracket, but sometimes the volleyball guys throw you a serve, not a serve, but a set, and Windthorst, they spiked it, they killed it. I've learned something.
Play on words.
Yeah, good job.
They volley it back.
But yeah, Windthorst, congratulations out there, man. You guys done something great. I mean, we've seen this is something that we hope that we see for a lot of teams in the 9-4 areas, getting the opportunity to play against caliber teams that are more on your size. And you guys did a great job, so congratulations, and go out there and bring it home.
Yeah, and that's nothing new for Windthorst. I mean, you drive through that
continues.
town, you can see all their state championships up on the little sign that they have there. But again, we hope they pull out state. I think they got a tough matchup. I can't remember. I meant to put that on there, but I think they maybe Boyd or somebody. They got a tough matchup in the first game, but we think they can pull through and get that dub and head to the state championship game. And Harold, same thing. We wish them the best of luck. Bring home 2 more state championships to the 940. That'd be pretty awesome.
3. That'd be 3 for the year.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
And then Nakona, they were actually in the regional game and they lost yesterday too. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams make it to the regional tournament or further. That's pretty awesome.
I mean, we got,
and that's
volleyball.
a testament. Yeah, I mean, that's a testament to what you always say, or we all talk about those guys that elite and the Windthorst volleyball
parents,
club.
those,
They're all playing each other here. You see them playing each other here, and that just makes them iron sharpens iron.
So I would say for those parents that are out there, it's proof is in the pudding. Windthorst, their team is, I would assume, it's full of girls that play a lot of club volleyball. Harold, they're in a small town. They have girls that compete at the club level and things. So I think the championships and things are won outside of season. So even Holiday, they made it to the regional. Nakona, these teams are making it far, but it's not just being done during the season. It's not, you can't come in season and be like, okay, we're gonna. No, these girls are putting in the countless hours. They're doing what they need to do. So find you a club. I know a lot of people that don't play with the Wichita Elite and the Windthorst, but they have, just because they might either they got cut or just didn't have the finances to do it, but they don't stop there. They find a way to still get on the club team and, continue to find ways to get better. So parents, push your kids. We're seeing a lot of great things for volleyball out here. We're excited. I'm happy we had this many teams make it that far, but we're not done yet. We still got 2 teams in it fighting. We want Harold to bring it home, and we want Windthorst to bring it home, and so we can brag and be even more proud of what's been going on in our area.
Refresh your ride during the Thrill of Summer sales event at Nissan of Wichita Falls. Come see our great lineup of new Nissans, including the all-new Nissan Rogue and the new 2024 Nissan Frontier. Nissan of Wichita Falls has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles and a service staff of certified Nissan technicians, backed by the best parts department in Texoma. We're locally owned and operated with a sales team you can trust at Nissan of Wichita Falls.
Definitely. So that pretty much wraps up volleyball. Let's move on to football. We had quite the games go on. We had a lot of blowouts. We had I'll touch on these 2 teams because I drafted them in our fantasy football draft.
Let's talk about that first.
Hold on. I gotta show them my shirt I got here. St. Joe, baby.
Well, let's talk about the brilliant
Let's go.
idea I came up
10-0. They beat a 10-0 team. They should have been 10-0. They beat a 10-0 team.
Well, do we want to talk about that?
And then not only did they do that, but Newcastle did the same thing. 2 big 10-0 teams went down against our 9-4-0 teams, baby. So let's give them a little round of applause for that.
So I guess before we talk about that, I'll just update everybody on how round one went. No?
Before you do that,
Okay.
tell them. Oh, we'll talk about that. Make sure I get my credit to it. It hurt me in the end.
Yeah, I'll give everybody, and then we'll go into how our fantasy pick 'em went, which was my great idea, by the way. Thank you.
Oh, boy, you don't give
Okay, so just going down the line, Memorial Mavericks beat El Paso Chapin 70-28. Graham. They won over Dunbar 60-0. Vernon pulled out. People could have said an upset over Sweetwater 28-9. So good for Vernon. Holiday won 85-7 over Dublin. City View, shout out to Coach O, won 53-0 over Clifton. Iowa Park lost to Jim Ned, so their season ends.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Nobody gave Iowa Park a chance in this game, and this game was.
I picked them.
This game was close, very close. It was very close. Jim Ned came out and was able to get it, edge it out, at the end, 38-20. But I will say, the back half of the season, Iowa Park shown everybody that they're going to be a team that we need to be looking forward to seeing how they play next year, because they got a lot of kids. They're reloaded for next year. So y'all keep a lookout for the Hawks coming up for next season.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of that is, we played a 5 p.m. game, so just watching Texas football live, the scores, it was a close game to the end. So the final score doesn't indicate, and like Coach O said, dealt with a lot of injuries early on and a little change of the quarterback situation. And,
I think they might have found their quarterback.
And yeah, for sure. Was he a freshman? I think we talked about. So
Reed.
They young class, and like you said, they started playing good ball at the end. Moving on, Jacksboro won 54-27 over Brady. Childress, new coverage team in our area this year, they beat a good Slayton team 24-7. Munster, they keep rolling, all right, and they win 70-0 over Hamlin. Archer City pulls out a win over Shamrock 51-14. Petrolia goes down to Wellington, a tough Wellington team, 36-0. But shout out to Coach Blasingame and the season that those guys had at Petrolia this past season.
Hey, real quick, I want to ask amongst us: do you think there's a way that we can avoid these 70-0, 84-7? This is risk for injury for these kids.
Just seeing on the message boards and all that stuff, as you read on Twitter and all that, you want to give kids a chance. Something happens any given Saturday or Friday, as they say. But, man, that can't be a good way to end your senior season, or, like you said, get out there and get beat 85-7. Like, that's a far trip. Somebody got on a bus ride and go down there and got beat 85-7. Like, that's not fun. I don't care. Give me a chance or whatever you want to say. Nobody wants to go through that. Like,
and I think
yeah, go ahead.
I think for me as a coach, and what I have the problem with is, the 4-team districts where you're getting a
Drop
shirt.
it to 3.
You're getting a shirt regardless of how you finish. We talked about it on the air about an 0-10 team that I know, and that isn't the first time that an 0-10 team has made the playoffs. Now
that's crazy.
They're setting a record because now they're 0-11. But it's I don't know how good it is for the sport, and kids know and they understand if they're 0-10. They don't want to play another week. They would like to move on to whatever their next sport is, and most of them have probably checked out anyway. So
imagine their coach is like, well, I know I had a bad season, but I made the playoffs. It's like, you can't fire me on that.
Yeah. But I think what's going on is we see this happening not in just sports, but life in general. It's becoming about the dollar. It's becoming about the dollar. It's more about more teams, more money. So what we need to do is, I don't know the best way to fix it. When we were growing up, of course, it was only 3 teams made the playoffs. And then, but I think at that particular time when they were doing that, you didn't have as many schools as you have currently now. So, a possibility that I might propose. It's not like what I'm saying means anything.
We're sending it to the UIL right here.
Maybe have a consolation bracket, kind of like what they do with the college playoffs for basketball. You have the people that gets in the dance, and then the teams that were right there on the cusp. They play in. They don't call it consolation. What do they call it? Oh God,
not invited.
It's the tournament, and then you have the
not invited tournament.
Come on,
I'm thinking
Jay,
of the
you the
other
basketball
one.
guy.
The
What's
one-
the
NIT.
NIT.
Yeah,
yep.
NIT.
I was
So-
thinking
Not
of the
invited
CBI.
tournament. That's what
That's
I'm
not
saying.
what it means. But
Yeah, so maybe have something like that. So where you have your 1 and 2s playing the actual tournament, and then your 3 and 4s playing that side. I mean, it would probably you wouldn't be I guess you'll be the consolation state champ or whatever. I don't know how you would title it, but I think it would give those teams that are the 3 and 4 a better opportunity to compete. And if it's about the kids, that's what I'm saying. If it's about the kids and giving them the opportunity, why not allow those teams that are the 3rd and the 4th? And it makes people fight harder to get that 1st and 2nd, because the way it was set up this year, you want it to be 3rd, honestly, because of the way the brackets are set up. You being 3rd, the 3rd seed kind of gives you a easier.
And I don't think that's right. I think that's messed up. The 1st seed should be the
Yeah.
1st seed. There should be a reason.
Yeah.
I saw actually in a comment somewhere that the guy said all we need to do is make it where if you don't have a winning record, you can't make it to the playoffs. Like, you win your district, go ahead, congratulations. Here's your district winning trophy, or hey,
I can see
you
where
did
that
good,
gets
but don't-
dicey though, because okay, I'm about to go get some cupcakes in my non-district schedule. Like,
and that's what it would boil down to, like making your schedule that much more important. Like, yeah, you want a couple cupcakes and you want a couple like tough games that are going to make you better, but you go in and you're making the playoffs at 4 and 6. I mean,
2 and
or
8.
even 2 and 8 or 0 and you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be like that. And then they could cut the teams down and say, okay, we'll take 4 teams out of your district if they're above 500.
And I think that, like you said, that's dicey because we had all the coaches come in this season or before season and give us their non-district slate. And when you have the names of the Riders, the Munsters, or sorry, not Riders, used to be Rider, but Munster, Holiday, City View, the Jacksboroughs, some teams don't want to play you, and with that said, like you got to go far to find games,
or play up,
or play up. And in that situation, like you said, that road is kind of dicey to pick.
Oh, for sure.
And it's just one of those where if you're a winning program, you almost suffer because teams don't want to play you.
So why not? I mean, why not have that in like I said, doing the tournament, but in that particular tournament, Division I and Division II is merged together. Mm-hmm. Then you would have your regular 2 state champions, and then you would have the other states. So basically, you would have 3 state champions out of each bracket. But of course, the third one would be more of the consolation.
What would you say? Anybody under 500 and overall, or 500 under 500 in district play?
He's saying 3 and 4.
Like your third.
That's what I'm saying.
and first seed.
I'm saying just 3rd and 4th.
Yeah,
3 and
like
4,
1s
regardless.
and 2s go one way, and then 3s and
I got
4s go another way.
Yeah, I think it would be fair. Like that's just me, because
That gets dicey too, because look at y'all.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
y'all's district. Like, y'all's district.
Yeah.
Y'all district could have won a whole bunch of different districts, and then you say 3 and 4 in y'all's district, 3.
And then Jacksboro goes in,
Jacksboro's
and they're going to win
3,
the NIT tournament.
or 4. Like I just sent all of the 4s to.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Just take 3.
Or in
Like,
our,
just
in our
take 3.
district, Lubbock Cooper, who's a top 10 seed with the 3, but
Yeah.
that's tough. But moving on, like I said, as our host here has on his St. Joe's shirt, they won 92-67 over previous unbeaten Avalon. Knox City takes it over Turkey Valley, aka Kittiquay, 64-52. Benjamin wins 62-6 over Ashvermont. Windthorst continue rolling. I don't think they've lost since Munster, right? Yeah, since Munster, and they're rolling 62-14. Obviously, a state contender watch with Windthorst. Electra, they're dream season ends with the loss to Wheeler. But shout out to Coach McKitty on a great season for the Electric Tigers. Newcastle with a huge win, 74-22 over number 10 Spur.
45 them.
Yeah, and
they were the number 10 team.
Jayden, the number 1 team in 6-man, ends Crow season at 56-4, and then or 54-6. And let's talk about the matchup of Woodson and Goldberg. 64-62 finish. Let's go ahead and talk about that.
So we did have in our fantasy draft, we had both teams selected. One, Goldberg was taken by Jay, and Woodson was taken by.
Hey, let's talk about the rules first. Because Hiller, I wouldn't pick against you. Because he's been my Hiller.
Okay, so the rules of the fantasy draft. Okay, so Coach Hearn, Coach Evan over here, he came up with this idea. We wanted to. It was actually turned out to be pretty fun, pretty cool idea. So for those of you who don't know about the fantasy draft style, so it's called a snake draft. So the first seed or the first pick will pick first, and then goes second, third, fourth. And then this situation, the first seed was O.
How did I get that?
O got the first seed because he had the most correct picks
regular
season out of all four.
What'd you call him, Jay? Who is he?
He's the LeBron of the pick 'em. He's the LeBron.
So we did it amongst ourselves. We did it. We didn't. I don't think we kind of put it out there a little bit, but not as much as we might do in the future. But we picked out teams that played all of our 940 teams throughout the season. O finished first. Evan finished very close second. I finished third, and Jay finished last.
Hey.
But in the draft, he ended up with the best situation because he gets that back-to-back.
Yeah,
pick.
so that's what I'm trying to explain.
I knew this.
He was going back to strategize.
He didn't even know we were doing this.
Yeah, it all comes full circle. He knew this. So again, the fantasy draft style works where the first team picks first, and then it goes 2, 3, 4. In this situation, we only have 4, and then the fourth team actually gets the 5th pick, and then it snakes back. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 down, 5, 6, 7, 8 down. So that's what the snake draft is, and we decided to do it this way because we actually ended up. We thought we were at 20 to begin with, which would have been perfect. Then we ended up looking a little deeper. We found that we had 22. We left out Wichita Christian because they had already started playoffs. Mm-hmm. We decided that and they would have been the first pick probably, or one of the top few picks. And then we ended up, the very last team that did not get picked was Quanah. So, but that was not against Quanah. They just had a really tough matchup against Windthorst. So we snaked through 20 of our teams, and it took a little bit of time. We put a little graphic out, so go check that out. But it was pretty interesting to see who we had to pick and everything like that. But the most important thing is we had 22 schools out of 37 or 38 that we cover that made it to the playoffs. So that's pretty awesome right there. So good job.
So how did this week go? How did the scores go?
So, do you want me to give a rundown of who everybody picked, or we just want to give the total
you can
score?
tell them. You can tell them who we picked.
Okay.
So tell all teams that O ended up with.
Okay.
So first round I took Munster.
Yeah. So O went first. I tried to bait him. He didn't fall for my bait. I had the second pick. I wanted to take Carney. He didn't fall for the bait. So he ended up taking Munster for his first pick. City View, Memorial, Woodson, and Petrolia. Myself, I took Benjamin, Jacksboro, Vernon, Childress, and Electra. Jeff took Graham, Knox City, St. Joe, Newcastle, and Iowa Park. And Jay finished with Windthorst, Holiday, Archer City, Goldberg, and Kroll. So, as we said, we came up with this little idea. And so for every team that advanced, so round 1, you're going to get 1 point. Round 2, it'll double for each round. So round 2, you get 2, or should I say for each round the same. Round 3, you'll get 3. Round 4, 4, and then.
How do we figure out, since 6-man only has like
we haven't quite figured that out yet, but because I think all of us picked a 6-man team.
Yeah.
I think we'll only cap that at 5. I think that's how we'll do that.
No. I didn't pick a 6-man.
Well, that's what I said. I picked one, so
I picked 3.
He knew what he was doing.
No. We have to do an average or something.
so we'll figure that out. But so he had 3 points because Munster, City View, and Memorial won, so he gets 3 points. So he is actually leading the bottom
Didn't you
again.
say we get an extra point if your team gets 0 put up 0 points? Guess what you said.
No.
Hey, say that again. He's leading the what?
He's leading the bottom again.
What? I was leading the bottom, and then I ended up being what?
Yeah, so it's okay.
Yeah.
You got 5 more rounds.
I know how to pray.
Yeah. And so Jeff, myself, and Jay, we had 4 points because 4 out of our 5 teams won. So for me, Benjamin, Jacksboro, Vernon, and Childress won. For Jeff, Graham, Knox City, St. Joe with his shirt on, and Newcastle's won. And for Jay, Windthorst, Holiday, Archer, and Goldberg won. So Jeff, Jay, and I lead with 4. O has 3 points. Like I said, for this next round, it'll be +2. And there's some very tough matchups in this area round for our 9-4-0 team. So could see some separation between us 4. Maybe O catches up. Maybe he stays leading the bottom. But who knows?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So then, do we have matchups already drawn up, or do we know matchups? Can we go over that or no?
Yeah, we can go over it.
Yeah, we got that.
So let me get to my stiff. Okay, so this week, just starting from 5A down, Memorial faces Argyle Friday at 4, number 4 Argyle, and Mineral Wells.
Let's talk about that.
Let's go ahead.
Before we go. So the matchup, of course, is a tough matchup anytime you draw Argyle. But I remember coming in earlier in the season and after kind of seeing Memorial play a little bit, at the beginning of the season, I would say clearly I kept saying Lubbock Cooper was the favorite. But then there was a shift after Memorial played Friendship. I remember when they played that, I said, this Memorial team is a legit team. They're a high-power offense. I knew defensively that's going to be an area that they struggled in. They're just young. But this is a game, and do we want to do on-the-air picks?
We can.
This is a game, and I'll start it. This is a game that I think is going to be tough, but I also think this is a trap game for Argyle. The reason I say a trap game for Argyle is because I want to say a few years back they beat Ryder, is what we call Ryder. A lot of transition of the coaches from Ryder to Memorial. So this is not a new matchup. It's just a new name matchup is what I would say.
Newly branded.
Yeah. I've seen a couple games of Argyle this year. Argyle offensively is good, but they're very similar to Memorial. Their defense is not as good as their offense. They win a lot of games by scoring a lot of points, and then just kind of forcing teams because they're one of those teams that they probably not every time, but most of the time, every time they have the ball, some type of points are getting put on the board, whether it's field goals or whatever. So they put teams in binds where teams kind of get out of their game plan of what they want to do. I'm gonna issue a challenge to the Memorial defense. If you guys get after them, play sound football, do what you're supposed to. In any other circumstances, I probably would go with Argyle, but I'm riding with Memorial. I picked Memorial in my draft. I'm picking Memorial to win this game in a close fashion.
One thing that I want to kind of piggybacking on what O said is, man, I think it's just you can't overstate how good structure in your coaching staff is. Like that coaching staff, and they kind of already knew what the district was about. They kind of already knew what how to win at that level and how to gauge their season and stuff like that. And honestly, I think they have the one thing that carries is a run game, and a run game can nullify That's one thing. The way you can keep a high-power offense in control is run the dang football and keep that offense off the field. And they got two backs that can definitely carry the ball 25, 30 times a piece and say, hey, we're going to play keep away first and see if you can score without the ball. And if you don't turn over the ball, you run 4 or 5 yards a carry. That's a recipe to win.
What's your pick?
I'm gonna go Memorial. Go with the home team.
Everything's already been said. I'm just gonna do my pick. 48-44 Memorial Mavericks. Mavs on top.
Kenji gets a walk off, very little time touchdown to win the game.
Look, one more thing. Just to piggyback off of what Jay said, if y'all notice, we be all over each other's back.
No.
The key to this game is two things. Twofold. I ain't said that in a while.
Two keys.
You got to score more points than the other team.
Not that. Manage the clock.
Yeah.
And manage field position. There's going to be times where you guys have to punt the football. Make sure that our punt teams or special teams guys are locked in. Don't give up any big returns because you have great running backs. You got a quarterback that's great, knows how to manage. Joe's not going to make too many bad decisions on throwing picks and things like that. Manage the game. If this is a game that we can – I'm saying we because you guys are part of 940. If we can manage this game and control the clock and not allow the quick strike offense of Argyle to get going – I think this, like Jeff said, this can be a close battle game and end in a close. It can come down to who has the ball last.
And obviously, I don't need to say who I'll pick, but you guys hit on keys of the game as far as defensively. We're going up against a pretty potent offense, and not to give up the quick strikes, but make them earn their way down the field. And create a turnover. And not just a interception or a fumble. If we can get those guys to punt, that's a turnover. And from the offensive side, we got to capitalize off of that. We can't go 3 and out under a different brand. But 2 years ago when we were at Ryder and we played these guys, we pushed the ball inside in between the 20s. Well, we turned it over 3 or 4 times inside the 20. And we ended up losing 7-0. Now, this won't be a 7-0 game because both offenses are very good. Okay, but from our side, the offensive side, we're going to have to capitalize on those things. And you hit it on the nail on the head as well. Against Frisco Emerson, they gave up a kick return touchdown. So special teams are going to be a huge factor in games like this. So whether that's a big return, finding some hidden yardage, and just being sound with the football. I would expect in a game like this, Kenji Johnson's going to tote the rock a lot. You want it on his shoulders. And Joe Castle's going to make some timely throws. So we as an offensive staff, we know we got a lot on our hands, but I think we can get it done. So this is a test. We've been tested versus Friendship, versus Abilene Wiley, and then versus Lubbock Cooper. So this could be a monumental win. So I'm obviously picking Mavs on top.
At Orthopedics Express, our primary focus is delivering exceptional care to patients with orthopedic injuries. Simply walk in or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Orthopedics Express is your fast track to orthopedic care.
Go ahead. And so now moving on, we got on Thursday night, we have Graham playing Monahans at Sweetwater Thursday. Who you guys got?
So Monahans is a team that I'm familiar with. I remember we played them on our state run that year. If you play, where is this game in Sweetwater?
In Sweetwater.
Graham got lucky because normally you have to go up where it start getting real cold when you play them, and they play well in those elements. I got Graham. Did Graham give up any points this past week?
0. Another goose egg.
So the week before that, they gave up what?
3.
So
that's because Eagle Mountain, that was their goal.
Eagle Mountain said, y'all ain't getting us.
Yeah.
So I got Graham. I think Graham's going to keep rolling. I think this is another goose egg this week.
Really? I'm going to take Graham, but I'm going to say Monahan scores a touchdown. That was the only thing I was going to say.
I'll take Graham by a lot.
Graham defense travels.
All right, now moving on to that was 4A Division II. Now we got 3A D1. So Vernon with a I won't say an upset win, but a win over Sweetwater. They go out, as O was saying, they go to Lubbock Thursday night and they play River Road. So
So I'll go first. Vernon, I think Vernon is getting going at the right time. You know, they always say you want to be playing your best football at the right time. I think Vernon hit some hiccups, there's some injuries. Not only, you know, they had Ty down at one point, and then Ty gets healthy, and then Adarius go down. So I think they're getting back now where they're healthy. I got Vernon winning this game and advancing to the third round. I think I got Vernon by a touchdown.
I agree. I think it's just about health, right? And that's what stopped Vernon early in the season. Had guys out, but they're getting healthy. Once again, playing good ball at the right time. Give me Vernon.
I'm going to go Vernon again. They have one of the top run games. They got 3-4 backs that can really tote it, and that's how you win ball games late, and especially weather started getting bad and cold. Somebody want to tackle over and over and over again.
Yeah, I'll go with Vernon. Stick with the 9-4-0, baby.
All right, so now move 3A Division 2. We have Holiday Friday night playing in Springtown versus Blue Ridge. Oh, who you got?
So, Holiday, y'all are my people out there. You know, sometimes y'all think
people.
Yeah, they my people.
Yo people is crazy.
Yeah, they my people when we not playing them.
Gotcha.
All right, so.
He's a hero.
So when a hero comes. Oh, my bad. Y'all didn't know I had that in me. Sign me, somebody, record label. All right, so man, y'all listen. I'm going to say this. Today's the Lord's Day.
And we will rejoice.
And be glad in it. But if Jeff keeps doing that, he going to be glad. All right, but now look. This is going to be a game that I believe Holiday can win. But Blue Ridge is a good football team. They're in the same district as Gunner. They're the two seed. This is a new team that we haven't seen before. So I'm excited to see how this game goes. But to me, this is a game that Holiday has to play Holiday brand of football. They can't get come in this game and overlook this team and think that, hey, we're basically looking ahead weeks to seeing who they're going to be playing ahead. This has to be a game they have to lock in and really get the JV kids in early if possible. You have to play Holiday brand of football, continue to play with a chip on your shoulder. But I got Holiday winning this game by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a hero. Holiday Eagles roll on. I'll take them.
Yeah, it's going to start getting interesting when you factor in Texas weather with Holiday, how much they want to sling it around and air it out. So I want to see if they can win those smash mouth, bad weather win. Maybe we get some snow here soon and see if they can win games like that. But I definitely think Holiday.
Yep. I'll go Holiday, like O mentioned just now and before about trap games. Got to avoid the trap game, but I think Holiday will take the win.
All right. Another game Friday night, the 3A D2. Jacksboro, they're playing Scurry Roser. Friday night in Joshua. Oh.
This is the game. I don't know what Jacksboro's health is right now.
They should have Luke back. They should have Treadway back.
Yeah, so that's going to be a big indicator of how this game goes. They're missing those guys, but just because having Luke changes the whole way a team has to guard you and come out and play that game. I do think Jacksboro wins this game, but I think this game is going to be closer than what most people think. Just because Scurry's one of those teams that they get after you a little bit. I believe Jacksboro and Coach Humble and them will come in with a kind of getting back to what they're used to doing. Last few weeks of football, I've kind of seen them try some new, kind of doing little few things differently. And like I said, that's I feel like that's because of injury a little bit. Want to see them kind of get after teams a little bit more defensively. But I got Holiday winning this game. I don't have a prediction on the score because I don't know that.
Jacksboro.
I have Jacksboro winning, but I don't have a prediction on by how much because I don't know who's healthy and who's not.
Right, and we talk about it just getting healthy at the right time, injuries and whatnot. Supposedly Luke Sams is supposed to play this week. How effective is he going to be? Is this a game that Jacksboro could win without him, or do they need him? And then it's what is he going to look like? Is he going to be, as I said, is he going to be effective while he's in? Is he going to be himself, or how close can he be to himself? I'm going to take Jacksboro, but I think, as O said, Scurry will give them a run. And just to me, the the key is just watching Sam's and because it was a lower leg injury, so being able to watch the weather's getting colder as we've all talked about. So just watching him.
Yeah, I'm going Jacksboro, but like y'all said, health is wealth, and I feel like that hurt them late in the season. They kind of everybody in that district went through some health issues, and they just hit theirs right at the end of the district play. But if Luke's healthy, I like them pretty handily.
I think obviously I'm going with Jacksboro, but I think that might have played into their hands, getting that third seed and getting that easy road. So obviously high school football playoffs, not easy road, but I'm taking Jacksboro for sure.
All right, moving on. We got the City View Mustangs playing #1 Gunner Friday night, 7 p.m. at Eagle Mountain. Oh, do you want to go first, or you want to?
Let me go last.
Okay, so I personally think City View has played their best on the road. I could be wrong. Oh, will tell me if I'm wrong, but you guys have 2 losses, correct?
Correct.
And they were both at home, correct?
Correct.
All right, and they went on the road and they beat some teams.
We beat Vernon at home and we beat Jacksboro at home.
Yeah,
Those are our 2 big road wins.
2 big road wins, right? So this is a game where, I mean, you could say home cooking does some things, but I think they play better away from the house, which some teams do that, and it is. But this season, I think that's them. The Malachi to Whiteside connection, and is how that defensive front is going to stop this run game from Gunner. Put them in long third downs, not easy. Second and shorts or third and shorts, I think is going to be the key to the game. But how explosive those guys are on offense, once again, just controlling the ball, offense not giving up quick 3 and outs. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take City View.
I think to kind of to go off of what Evan said, I think it's more about being the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
I think they play better when nobody without the expectations or people doubting them. And I feel like I know a couple of those kids really well, and I felt like they had a chip on their shoulder early in the season when they finally knocked off Jacksboro. It kind of like maybe smelling themselves a little bit going into the holiday game, but more losing that chip on their shoulder or not being the underdogs. So I'm gonna challenge Malachi. I'm gonna challenge Brian. I'm gonna challenge Whiteside. I'm gonna challenge those to get back to having that underdog mentality and going to shock the state. And I'm gonna go with City View.
Are we keeping track of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not gonna go against a 9-4-0 team. I already know that. I'm feeling the vibe. We listened to a sermon from O earlier about it before the show started, so we're ready. I agree with Jay. Shock the whole state, and City View Mustangs beat the Gunter whatevers by a touchdown.
So this game is a pivotal game in a team's season. Been having a great season.
I think it's a program thing.
Yeah.
This is City View chance to let the state know that, hey, we're a for real program. This ain't going to be something that just happens every 5 years or every couple of years. I think this is put them in there with we're a program now. For sure.
So like what Jay was saying, came into the season with high expectations. I think everybody, whenever the seedings was drawn, especially Holiday, Jacksboro, us, we all knew being a good team, at some point you were going to have to play Gunner. So pretty much for me, it's gonna come down to is believing. I made a post on my Facebook page and just saying you have to believe. The kids have the tangibles, they have the skills to play with this team. But it's one of those things where if everybody's telling you, hey, Gunner's real good and you don't have a chance, you start to believe. It's called self-fulfilling prophecy. You start to believe in what others say. So with that being said, you guys got to get out there. You got to go do what you got to do. You got to play some hard-nosed football. And like Jay said, they've played better with a chip on their shoulder all season. And when they're comfortable is when they tend to not play good. So I'm hoping that fire's lit. Would be special. This is just me predicting something that could be amazing. You could have a City View winning and beating Gunner, a City View Jacksboro rematch, and then the winner of City View Jacksboro have a rematch with Holiday before the game, almost the game before going to state. that'd be crazy to have that happen now for like those matchups, because those are all big games in this area. So just imagine if that happened, for what that would do for the notoriety. So in a nutshell, my pick 'em, I'm not going to pick against those boys, but you guys got to go out there and they're not going to give it to you. You got to go take this one.
Yeah.
All right, moving on quickly. Childress playing number 4 Wall Friday in Slayton. Oh, who you got?
This one is going to be an interesting pick for me. I'm going to pick Childress. And the reason I'm picking Childress is because I told myself coming into this situation, I'm rolling with the 9-4-0 until the wheels fall off. I'm shooting my gun. This one, we're out to make statements in the 9-4-0. Wall though is legit this year.
What did Lee Carso said? Not so fast, my friend.
So the thing about it is, Wall's a good football team this year. They're normally known for basketball. They're one of those programs that they swing every 4 or 5 years where they get really, really good in football. But we played Childress this year, and there were some things that I noticed in their game that I said, if they can work, that's some holes in them. I'm giving out game plan. Childress got some matchup. They create some matchup problems for Wall. Now it's going to come down to how well Childress defense plays. But I got Childress winning this one in the close game.
I think you're right. I don't know if it's the 9-4-0 thing or what, but Childress is a team that has a pedigree. And to me, they've had some bumps in the road. I think they got it fixed during district. Obviously, they lost to Canadian, but a perennial power. But they challenged themselves early in the non-district schedule, building up for this moment. Wall, as he said, they're a budding, building, rising team out there. But I think the heart of what Childress Bobcat is, I'm going to take them and Coach Helm in a win over Wall.
Jay?
I'm going to go with Wall. I'm sorry. I had to be that guy. I love 9-4-0, but I'm going Wall.
Y'all know who not to give no stipend to.
I'm going to go Childress, just, 9-4-0. But not only that, I think to touch off just, both things that
Who
Evan
picked
and O
Childress?
said. They're a pedigree, and they create matchup problems. And so you got to go out there and play the game, and you never know. But
look, man, we got another competition going. If all 9-4-0 teams win, I'm not gonna win my pick'em. So
I mean,
hey,
y'all ahead of me, so y'all would win.
We got to go somewhere at some point.
I'll pick Childress.
No, but I mean, they also are my team, so I can't.
Yeah, he got it.
I got to pick them. I mean, shoot, who would I be to pick them and then not stay with them? So moving on along. So I think we'll all be on the same train here. Wheeler and Munster Friday.
Hey, Munster.
7 p.m. at Burke. Will there be
At Burke.
Will there be a
Burke stay in the playoff
It
game.
might be a sideline sports event. I don't know. Yeah, I might have to
Munster.
go.
Those lights are gonna work for something.
Who you got? Oh,
I got Munster. This man.
who you got?
Oh, give me the Hornets.
Jay?
Munster.
Munster by 100.
Hey, what happened to our
Get to see some
cheese
good football
and-
in
Oh,
Burke.
you did bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in there.
I forgot. Never mind. Moving on.
Oh, you know what?
Yes, sir.
I think this calls for a break.
Now we're gonna finish the football and then we'll go.
You did break that.
Yeah, we did.
Nah,
What we
that
got?
Munster
Let's finish the
cheese in there.
football.
All right, quick. Wentworth and Lindsay Friday at Boyd. Who you got?
This is going to be a good game. I'm picking, of course, I'm rolling with Wentworth. My coach, John, is out there. But this is going to be a better game than what most people. Lindsay's a really good football team. I want the Wentworth boys to get out there, the Trojans to get out of it. So I got Wentworth winning this one in a close fashion.
I think it's going to be Wentworth and Munster playing to get out of their region. So I'm taking Wentworth.
Wentworth.
Yeah, I'll go Windthorst.
All right. The Archer City Wildcats are playing the 2-time back-to-back champs, Albany, Thursday at 7 in Graham. Are we all on the 940 train?
Is what's the name not there no more? The running back?
No.
He's gone, right?
Who?
Albany's they graduated a ton last year.
Yeah, so he's gone.
But they're still the number 2 team in the state.
I don't care what seed they are. I'm going with the Archer City Wildcats. Get out of them. Let's get wild.
Who picked Archer City? Jay?
Yeah.
Let me pick after Jay.
I gotta go with Archidona. Like let's go. Shock the state.
Well, he did. He chose not to pick a 9-4 team. I'll do the same. Give me Albany.
Yeah, sorry, Archer City, but I'm going with Albany on this one.
Picking all of the games don't help us no way. So at the end of the day, I'm rocking with Archer City and the Wildcats.
Right.
We about to shock the world. That number 2, Albany, they ain't got the big running back.
You're right. You're right.
So Archer City got Noah. He's the big running back and gonna be in this game.
And their quarterback that is leading the area in rushing yards.
Mr. Smith.
All right. Moving to 6-man, we got St. Joe playing number 2 Abbott Friday, 7 p.m. at Oak Cliff.
They playing where in Oak Cliff?
In Oak Cliff Life in Dallas.
Oak Cliff. I got St. Joe, baby.
I bet you do.
No, I got St. Joe. Yeah.
I'm picking last on this one.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jay. It's
Evan.
on you. Who you
St.
got?
Joe.
You got St. Joe?
Yep.
I go St. Joe too.
Let's get it.
So it's on me.
It's on you.
I'm the one said I was going with all of that. Nah, I got St. Joe.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, okay. All right. I think we'll all be on the same train with this one. We got Newcastle playing number 7 Westbrook. Shout out to Newcastle and St. Joe. We talked about it earlier. 2 big wins in the first round. Another opponent in round 2. Who you got, O?
I've heard good things. I heard Newcastle is finally healthy out there, so I'm going with Newcastle.
You know I love our man, Coach Archer. One of our best interviews that we had, so I'm going with the Bobcats.
Newcastle.
Yeah, I ain't going to stop there. Newcastle. I drafted him. I drafted St. Joe and
Never
Newcastle,
mind.
baby.
I'm
Let's
going
go.
with whoever else. My bad.
No. Newcastle taking out number 7. St. Joe taking out number 2. Too easy.
All right, got Knox City playing Water Valley. I don't know anything about Water Valley. So Knox City.
You got Knox City?
Knox City.
I'm going with Knox.
Knox City.
Knox City.
Dun-dun-dun.
Are you Tiger?
I was going to say the rest of it. Maybe.
Okay, got some little insight on this game. Wichita Christian, they got, I think, pretty much a forfeit after talking to Coach Nolan's wife on Friday. Kingdom Prep School out of Lubbock, they're traditionally pretty good. She says if they can get past this one, they'll be playing, and I forgot the name, they'll be playing what would be considered their state matchup next week. So sticking with the 9-4-0, I'll take Wichita Christian, Coach Nolan. Moving on.
I got WC in this one.
Wichita Christian.
Wichita Christian. Let's get it. Is that all of them, Evan?
No, we got two more.
Okay, my bad.
We can't forget our man out there.
He's our healer.
Goldberg playing Oakwood. Oh,
it's gonna be a hard one. Goldberg. I want to say something on the air. When we interviewed Christian Hiller
on the air.
Christian Hiller. He said when he came on this show and Evan asked him a specific question, he was like, "Hey, what's your plans?" And his exact words was he wanted 3 balls. He said he didn't say no. But he said that, and we thought because he said Goldberg already had 2 gold balls, and winning district would give him the 3rd, and he was like, "No, I want 3 this season." Coach, you have an opportunity to get that 3rd one this week, and I got you picked. I got Goldberg winning this game and advancing on.
Well, talking about battle tested, I mean they got a hell of a game from Woodson. So sticking with Goldberg and what Coach Hiller said, go get your 3rd gold ball, sir.
3. Let's go. I gotta get the win at this point. Goldberg. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll go with Goldberg as well. Saw some of those kids on the TV. They're huge, man. They got some big kids out there.
Oh, and Goldberg?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, what you think? Ain't nothing to do out there but work out,
honestly, I'll be honest with you, I don't even know where Goldberg is. Is that a city or is that just the name of the high school?
No, it's right here. It's like a little bit past
By
Bellevue.
Bowie, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit past Bellevue. We're gonna come out there.
Goldberg for the dub.
Yeah.
Coach
We may
Hiller
need to
gonna give me
visit
that
our
barbecue.
9-4-0 team sometime.
Yeah, I just want the food.
Yeah. And then our last one, my number 1 team that I picked, number 1 pick.
You had to put that out there.
I know I should have did it for everybody. I apologize.
Yeah.
It just came to me.
Selfish.
All right, the Benjamin Mustangs, proving that they are more than Grayson Rigdon, playing Lorraine. So I'm going to say they go back to back to back. So the only way you can do that is win. So I'm picking the Mustangs.
Yeah, they have to be the team with the name Lorraine.
That's my mom's name.
Exactly. That's a name of like a person. Like, that's not a name of a school. Lorraine, that don't sound like a name of a school. That's like, that's a person name.
Water Valley. What that sound like?
All right, so he goes to Benjamin. Jay?
Benjamin.
And I'll go with Benjamin as well. So let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk some basketball, boys and girls, and then we'll wrap it up from there. Let's get a word from our sponsors. Appreciate you sticking around. The realtor we trust is Kim Roark, given to others with love. Kim was raised in this community and has been selflessly serving for over 20 years. Kim encourages everyone to thrive in their purpose. Kim is part of the Homes for Heroes program, where she gives back a portion of her commissions from each closing to all military, firefighters, law enforcement, healthcare, and educators who use her services. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Kim is the realtor for you. Go check out the website at homesforheroes.com. Since starting from scratch in 2020 by longtime resident of Clay County, Bob Belcher, Duck Creek Disposal has quickly become one of the most trusted waste disposal service and dumpster rental companies serving the 940 community and the surrounding areas. Local to the core, they take immense pride in being a part of the Wichita Falls community. Duck Creek Disposal's deep roots mean that every customer is treated like a neighbor. Their promise is to guarantee the best customer experience in the area, and they live by it. Whether you're a homeowner, contractor, or business, they've tailored their services to suit varied requirements. Bob's hands-on approach and belief in personal connection means that when you call Duck Creek Disposal, you're experiencing a standard of service that Bob himself envisioned. You talk to real people, not a machine. Go give Bob a call at 940-257-5660. Serving the 940 community for 12 years, Allegiance Electric and Controls is the trusted go-to for commercial and industrial electrical solutions. Contact them for reliable, tailored services to keep your operations running smoothly. Please call or visit their website at aecllc.com. For all your paving and concrete needs, we trust Freeman Paving, LLC. Located in Vernon, Texas, Freeman Paving is our recommended business for concrete, paving, and dirt work. They have over 20 years of experience working right here in our community. Next time you need any concrete work, give them a call, 940-552-9496. If you're looking to treat yourself to a delicious dessert, then Yogurt Journey is the place to be. Yogurt Journey offers 12 delicious flavors of frozen yogurt with over 60 topping options. If you want something warm instead, stop by to enjoy an amazing funnel cake, fried Oreos, fried brownies, or fried candy. Yogurt Journey also offers frozen yogurt rolls, waffle frozen yogurt rolls, and smoothies. If you need a cake for your next celebration, Yojo provides custom frozen yogurt cakes. Yogurt Journey is located on Kemp Street across from Barwise Middle School and is open daily from 12 to 9 p.m. For all your roofing-related needs, we choose Assured Roofing and Construction. At Assured Roofing and Construction, their hard work is based off honesty, loyalty, and integrity, ensuring that every customer gets what they deserve and is happy and stress-free throughout the entire process. When any storm damage occurs to your roof, gutters, fencing, or siding, Assured will have you covered and help you from the initial free inspection to filing your claim, meeting with adjusters, and getting your damaged property fixed properly. Give AJ a call at 940-782-1194. As one of the top medical spas in Wichita Falls, GlowMD offers a comprehensive collection of treatments and services for you to look and feel your absolute best. Our physician-led team will ensure a warm, welcoming experience with a personalized approach. Give Dr. Don Peters a call at 940-642-4982. All right, we're back. We just snacked on our Munster sausage and cheese. Thanks again to Fisher's out there and all the Munster people telling us what to get. We got some grocery bags full and brought it back to the studio when I went to my Munster trip out to basketball, girls basketball. We're just going to jump right in. I went to Munster. Burke girls played a very tough, talking about teams that are constantly and perennially making deep playoff runs. I mean, Munster has been, I think, to the regional championship game 2 straight years, I think, for the girls. I know they lost last year to Nakona, who eventually went to the state title game. But I'll start with my Burke girls. They're off to a 3-0, a hot start. We have a lot of depth. We have a brand new coach who means business, Coach Gates. Shout out to Coach Gates. He's come in and taken those girls on and put them in what I would say a very good position to succeed already. I can already tell that, to succeed as a team and as basketball, but even more so as individuals and as young ladies. He's come with some strict rules, which is good for specific players on our team that in the past have shown to have attitudes or, whatever. You get that with every team, but I think I say this for most of the Burke fans out there, that we've got the right coach for the girls, and we're excited about that. Off to a 3-0 start. I know we had quite a bit of basketball this weekend. Let's talk about the girls' game you went to, because it ended up being a good game, but it was also a matchup between two of our highly ranked preseason ranked teams.
Oh, my bad. How are y'all doing? I was just getting that, that flavor out of my mouth. Monster, that was good food. That was some good sauce. I said flavor. I didn't say nothing else. All right. Anyways, let's talk basketball. So this weekend, I had the privilege of being able to go watch City View play Newcastle. I think we've talked about Maddie Dollar all since last year. She wasn't in our coverage area, but we talked about her a lot with her being a new kid to this area. I was excited to be able to see how she played because I hadn't physically been able to see her play in person, seeing some videos and some clips of her. But going into this game, I will say City View going into the game had some things that they needed to work on. They had just lost Tuesday to Bridgeport in a tough game against Bridgeport. Just kind of new, still feeling themselves out, new coach, things like that. But as the game started off, the game was very intense from the start. You could tell that either Maddie and Colin are familiar with each other or seen each other's names, at least on our rankings, because from the time that the game started, you could tell that it wasn't going to just be any basketball game, but that it was going to be personal. So the game started off. It was a game of runs. I say the first quarter was evenly matched, and then Newcastle kind of inserted themselves very early in the second quarter, came out. I will say Coach Dollar, because I think is the coach of that team, the sets that he runs for them is crazy. It's a lot of movement, a lot of back doors, a lot of different things. And Maddie she's like the commanding chief out there. She's kind of not barking orders, but she's kind of telling everybody what to do. I've heard her multiple times scream out, "Move!" And they do just that. They move.
Like ludicrous.
Like move. Like we shouldn't be standing still. Like not move out of my way, but like move. Why are you standing there? Keep moving. She made some good baskets. She started. I had text them in the message. I was like, Maddie's good. I was like, but I don't know, man. And then I said, never mind. Now she's going. She's cooking. So she got to cooking, and then next thing you know, Colin Marks, she steps up. And she took the challenge on. She took the challenge on the chin. She got going. There was I think anytime that she plays in environments of other players that are just as good as her, she seems to rise to the occasion, and she did that. But to me, the key to this game was it came down to who made the least amount of mistakes. City View all year hadn't really ran any pressure defense. They were able to pressure Newcastle, and you could tell with this being Newcastle's second game of the season, they wasn't ready for that ball pressure. Queenie Thompson, she did a great job with the ball pressure. Thomas, she did a great job of ball pressuring the ball and just them doing different things like that. One of the key factors off the bench for City View was we call her Mimi. Her coming in, inserting herself and being aggressive down low. kind of changed the dynamics of them not being able to run a lot of those back doors that they were running earlier in the game. I will say that all the girls took it personal. They wanted to take their turns at being able to guard Maddie Dollar. I will say Maddie, one thing, if I can say anything about her, is she's extremely tough. She was bumped, she was pushed, but she kept fighting. She kept going. She finished the game with the game high of 22 points. Colin Marks had 20. And then Nia Jefferson came at the third leading scorer for Cityview. She had the third highest score in 17 points. Nia did a lot of good things. To me, this was the first time seeing Newcastle play. And I will say, I don't think Newcastle will be as good as they were last year, but they're going to still be a really, really good basketball team. And the reason I say not as good is because they're extremely young. They're playing a lot of sophomores. They have some freshmen on the team. And have a few juniors. They only have one senior on the team, and that's Maddie Dollar. So anytime that you're a team of just one senior, you're going to go through your growing pains and a little bit of struggles. For the Cityview group, I think as they continue to grow as a team, I think they're only going to get better. I will say that I loved the offense that I've seen out of them Saturday. But previously, the games that I watched before that, it was a lot of standing around, not a lot of moving. This week, there was way more movement, and it seems to work better for those girls when they're moving the ball around a little bit better versus trying to stand still and do things. So a great game. It was, like I said, it was a close-fought basketball. I keep saying football, but close-fought basketball game out of two of our area top teams, and not only two of our area top teams, but two of our area top players as well. So I thought I enjoyed that game a lot. So
me being very biased, as Jeff has stated a couple times, that I've coached or trained. He's coached a lot of these local girls, and me having 4 girls on that Cityview team and actively training 2 of them. I challenged. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday night. I challenged Toots, like, hey, it's time to come on. Like she dealt with some shin splints about a week before the season, so she had to sit out, and her conditioning and everything was going. But I definitely think she took this one personal. And if you, as y'all, all 3 of us and Evan have seen Toots, when there's a challenge, she seems to step her game up a little bit, and she can play down to her competition a little bit. But I think and this is what I guess. We don't even we see it, but we don't give it ourselves enough credit. The fire we light under some of these kids with the rankings from Toots seeing herself at 3, feeling like she's better than 3, or like every kid, or just being a kid that's not on the rankings. I remember my own son sent me that and called me a clown because he wasn't on the top 10 list, and having those debates. And I use it in our workouts. There's people out there that think there's 10 better basketball players than you. I use it in my workout all the time. And Toots, you're about to go get a girl that somebody thinks is better than you. And I think we're doing a great job of motivating kids and getting them to bring it. Nobody would have ever thought, non-sports people think Newcastle versus Cityview on a Saturday afternoon. It didn't have too much, but now we've highlighted Maddie Dollar, who's the number 1 player in our area. Toots is number 3 player in our area. Oh gosh, there's a matchup early. I remember when we first got Cityview's schedule, we were like, man, they're getting challenged. They got Newcastle in the second week of the season. I feel like us as a whole have created a lot of buzz and a lot of stuff that people didn't even think about. You think about it now, nobody thought about basketball till district came around. You know what I mean? There wasn't no big matchups, no big crowds. If just to kind of go a little bit more. Memorial, Evan was there. Memorial and Burke, the first game of the season, the crowd was crazy. You don't see crowds like that in the 1st of November. You know what I mean? You don't see crowds like that. And sports is people got mad at our slogan when we first started of bringing sports back to 940. And I feel like that's what we meant by the crowd, making every game meaningful. When you got matchups early in the season where this person versus this person or this team versus this team early in the season. Now you don't got to wait to district before you see a packed crowd in basketball. You know, you don't see it. And now people are paying attention a lot more. People are going to games to go see these players that we have ranked top 10 in our list and stuff like that.
Yeah, so speaking about top crowds or, tough crowds, that Munster game when I went to against the Burke girls in Munster was the craziest, loudest. I mean, it's a small gym, but their entire football team, it seemed like, their whole student section was full. I have camera clips, because I was recording, but, I mean, it was loud. They would, in the warm-ups, the girls missed a shot. They'd be like, oh, or like every shot, it was just, I could see how having that in a student section would be something, to help those girls along. But speaking of which, I want to challenge student sections to continue to grow. I also want them to come out to the girls' games and the boys' games. A lot of times, especially during district time frame, you're going to have girls and boys play together or back to back. Come out for the girls' games, guys. I mean, there's nothing holding you back usually for an extra hour to come out an hour early and cheer on the girls. That will mean so much more to them, knowing that they can fill the stands a little bit than most things that they'll do. I mean, that, girls primarily how it's been, and one of the reasons why we've all started this, we're girl dads, was for the girls. We want to make a push for girls sports, just like, the national level right now. But I don't know. I think that it's important to see girls.
We talked about this on air a few times. I think schools got to get more involved. Like they got to, hey, you get an extra credit. You get 100 if I see you check in at the basketball game or football game. And if you're loud the whole time, I might give you another 100 extra credit on your grade. Or you need a point or two, I better see you.
What I would like to see, and we've talked about this a couple times, is a in-school game. Like a 2 p.m. game.
Yeah.
Where 2 p.m., you watch the game, then you can go. You're out by, normal time, whatever. Like, I just think that would be so cool.
But if you ain't cheering, you got to go back to regular class.
Yeah.
Hey, this on the air. This is off the dome. Hey, let's do this. Let's have weekly, everybody send in their student sections. We'll kind of keep up with it. And at the end of the year, maybe we'll have a trophy for that school who has the best student section. And we present it to the school. Like,
and if you say something about on the sideline, you might get extra points.
Hey, so you never know. But that way, because right now, y'all got to think. The reason I thought about that is it's because in college football right now, they're doing that right now in college football. Whoever has the best student section, they're sending in and they're keeping up with it. And I forget what the school gets, like, for having the best student section or whatever. But they're doing that in college football right now. I think we could do that, be something.
We could have a high school game day. Like bring our studio and bring a live set. That'd be.
Because I know
we're coming. It's coming.
Y'all got
not too long away. Not
bullpen.
Too far away.
The bullpen.
Y'all got the
dog pound.
The dog pound. They be tripping over there, Bert. Hey, we're trying to get something going in City View, the Stain game, but right now those kids are too cool for school.
And that's what I think it is. We all grew up in small towns or cultures where that's all you did, and I feel like these kids don't get out enough and are immersed in school spirit. But Jay alluded to it. Tuesday night, my daughter, she played for Memorial, but they played Henrietta, and it seemed like the whole town of Henrietta came to watch the girls. I mean, it was packed. And then once Henrietta left, the boys were playing Burke, and obviously, like you said, the dog pound was bought the house. And so nothing fills a gym or players feed off of crowd juice and enthusiasm and being loud. And that's one thing, like you said, just having the fans involved. And we need that. We want students to come to games. I know at going back to Ryder, we were trying to, feed them pizza or this, that, and the other. Now in these new gyms at WFISD, no food, no drink. So I know the coaches are trying to come up with ways to get students involved and to be a part of their schools.
Yeah, and talking about students coming to games, I mean, my daughter actually got in trouble at the boys basketball game because she didn't want to sit over. She wanted to sit with mom or whatever and not over at the student section. It's like, you don't, and my wife's excuse basically was, you got 2 more years of this. Like, you need to take that all in. Like, you're a cheerleader, you're a this, a that. Like, go be with a student. You have the rest of your life to be an adult. And I think a lot of kids don't see that. And I think that's important, like, to sit back and think, like,
before you know it.
And then you're part of it. Cause
Yeah.
I remember when we went to state my junior year, they had fan buses that took kids to the game and everything like that. Yeah, like at some point, like it got to be incentives. Yeah, hey, if you weren't cheering then, you don't get to cheer now. You know what I mean? Like, and it's fun. Like I remember being in high school and before the girls' game, I'm yelling too much, and Coach Nick's telling me, "Hey, y'all play in 30 minutes. Go sit down somewhere."
Yeah. So that's one thing. Be a student, guys. Kids, students out there, be a student. Come cheer. I know a lot of kids are busy. You know, they got their extracurricular activities, but if you're not doing nothing, come be in the stands. Come cheer on the girls. Come cheer on the boys. Be a student.
And I'll say this, just going back to that, like, you know, you don't want to grow up too fast.
Man.
All right? I'll never forget, I had a pastor growing up, and he would say, on the other side of this stage, everything counts, right? So when you graduate on that side of the stage, it all counts. And so you want to be a kid as long as you can be submerged within your community, within your school, show a lot of spirit. And just to go back to what I was talking about on Tuesday night, the Lady Mavs defeated Henrietta in a good game. It was a good game. I was impressed by Henrietta and what they had. The boys, Memorial Mav boys, it was a close game at half, or it was close game.
Third quarter
Into the third quarter, and really with 2 minutes left in the fourth versus Burke, and Aiden hit a about a 40-foot jumper right before jumper. I say jumper because he makes it look easy, but a 40-foot shot before half to boost the lead from 6 to 9, I believe, or from 3 to 6, and then Memorial scores, cuts the lead to 8 with about 2 minutes left, and I believe O kicked it to Aiden. Can't remember, but that seemed to be the dagger as they went up by 11. And I came out. I know the guy to my left won't say the same, but I came out impressed by what Burke had. But obviously, the King, right, Kingston. He has a lot of weight on his shoulders, and yes, you saw some maybe him being a freshman, being 14, 15, but you see there's a light shining. He's going to be very good.
Yeah. You want to touch on his efficiency we talked about before the game about Kingston?
So yesterday, watching the game, so I don't get a chance to come to a whole bunch of games, but when there's games on Saturdays, I try to make sure I get out to other games outside of the City View games because I'm there at City View, so it makes it easier for me to give the City View coverage. And then with City View being in the district with the Jacksboros, the Henriettas, the Holidays, that's teams in our coverage area, so it just makes it easier for me to just be there to cover those games. So got to go watch. I didn't get to go watch Burke girls because that's on my agenda. I want to see those ladies play. But I got to go see the Burke boys play on Saturday. And the first and foremost thing I enjoy for them is seeing so many of them that I've known since they were little being able to dunk. That's hilarious to me because you like, this little joker getting up there dunking. So with that being said, I thought that was cool. Thought that was a pretty cool thing. But the biggest thing for me is as I was taking stats, I was taking not just stats, but I was getting the information as far as wanting to see them, how proficient that these guys are. I was very, 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 very impressed with King was 7 for 9. Being 7 for 9 in a game and having 21 points is just like, that's crazy. That's a crazy stat line. He was 4 from 5 from 3. But I was impressed with what he did. Aiden White was shooting lights out. O was shooting lights out. Rob didn't have a lot of points, but Rob set the tone in many other ways. So I thought that was cool. So it is what it is. I just wanted to make sure I brought that up, is how King was very efficient in what he did with limited touches.
Yeah, and there's, I mean, basketball is just getting started. You know, we don't have a whole lot on girls and boys basketball right now compared to the volleyball and the football we talked about earlier, but we want to encourage everybody, please, if you're not already following on the Sideline, go follow it. But if you have any information, send scores, send stats, send updates of any of the girls and boys basketball. We definitely want to kick it up a notch. I mean, like last year we had 20 teams, I think. This year we're up at 37, 38. So we know we got our hands full trying to cover all that. We're not going to be able to do it on our own. So please, 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 we encourage you guys to please send us some stats. Talk to the coaches. We got all our information on there. You guys can send us emails or put us in your huddle or whatever we can do to be a part of that, because we know these kids are doing some good things. We're not able to be there and see it in person, but we can at least try to show it off and try to, put it out there for everybody to see how good these athletes are here in the 940. We're going to go ahead and probably finish this episode up right now. We do appreciate you guys sticking around. And, we got football playoffs going, volleyball state going, and we got boys and girls basketball coming up. Don't forget, May 9th and 10th is the All-Star volleyball and basketball game. We're really excited about that. More info to come on that. But, guys, mark your calendars, and we'll catch you next time. I'm out.